With all the new AI tools flooding our feeds, it's easy to wonder, do I still need to learn product photography? What's the point if AI can just generate images for me? And class project so you can confidently create your own. Hi, I'm Rose, a mom, photographer, and creative entrepreneur. I've helped thousands of students around the world capture stunning photos of food and products using whatever camera they have access to and their intuition. I've also navigated the wave of AI alongside you, testing tools, facing fears, and figuring out how to keep showing up without losing what makes my work mine. What I've learned is this: AI can be fast, but it cannot be felt. And in a world that's speeding up, your ability to slow down, see clearly, and create with emotion, that's your edge. So if you're worried about falling behind, if you've been avoiding AI because you're scared it will replace you, or if you're just not sure where you fit in anymore as a photographer, creator, or business owner, this class was made for you. Because you don't need to keep up with everything. You just need to create from a place of clarity and use the right tools with the right mindset. So come join me and let's create smarter. Let's create with more ease. And most of all, let's create with heart. See you in class. First of all, congratulations. By watching this class, you've made such an important decision for yourself and your creative journey. I don't take that lightly, and I am truly honored to be here with you. So, let's tackle the big question on everyone's mind right now. Do I even need to learn product photography with AI everywhere? I get it. AI can generate slick images in seconds. It's easy to wonder, why bother learning this when a machine can just do it for me? But here's the thing: product photography isn't dead, it's evolving. And that's where you come in: your eye, your taste, your story. AI can make images, but only you can make them meaningful. And that's why what you bring to the table matters more than ever. Yes, it's true. AI can generate marketing style images in seconds. It can give you clean backgrounds, flawless lighting, and even fake product mock-ups that look pretty good at first glance. But here's what most people don't realize: those images are predictable, they are generic, and honestly, they're kind of emotionless. Because what AI can't replicate is you, your brand's heart, your story, the little imperfections that actually make something feel alive. For example, I am such a fan of whole foods, especially fruits. There's this fruit shop I follow on Facebook called Tagaytay Tropic Delights. Every day, they post close-up shots of their fruits. Not AI, not stock, just the actual fruit. And because it's real, I can see the texture. I can almost taste the juiciness through the screen. It makes me excited. And kid you not, after a few hours of scrolling through their fruit photos, I'd find myself in their shop the very next day, filling up my basket. That's the power of real images. AI can't replicate that yum factor that comes from texture, freshness, and imperfection. Now, let me give you another example. For my own class project, I did 2 shoots, a practice shoot and then my actual final project. I chose skincare as my subject. And since I love fruits and these products had fruit flavors like strawberry and watermelon, I styled them with real fruit. And I didn't hold back. I squished watermelon into the scene, let the juice drip, and really leaned into capturing texture, shine, and the sensory details that make you feel the product. Then, just for fun, I asked AI to generate an image of the same idea. And the difference was clear. My real photo had richness, texture, and that messy, delicious aliveness. The AI image looked polished, but flat. It lacked the flavor, the soul. That's what I want you to see. Your creativity, your ability to see and capture what's real, that's what sets your photos apart. And here's another thing. Customers today are sharper than ever. They can sense when an image is too polished, too sterile, too artificial. What they're craving isn't perfection, it's connection. They want real texture, real materials, real stories. Photos that make them feel like they can almost touch the product, smell it, imagine it on their table, in their home, or in their hands. That's the kind of photography that builds trust, sparks emotion, and turns browsers into buyers. If that juicy example wasn't enough to convince you that your product photography with heart, is still more powerful than AI, let me share some wisdom, aka my nerdy side from a few books I love. In The Visual Story, Bruce Block reminds us that the true power of an image isn't just in what it shows, it's in what it makes us feel. Think about it. A photo of a candle on a shelf is just a candle. But a photo of that same candle glowing in a dimly lit room with soft shadows on the wall, that image makes you feel warmth, peace, maybe even nostalgia. AI can copy lighting, but it can't feel what peace means to you. You can. Donald Miller in Building a Story Brand teaches that what sells isn't just features, it's clarity and emotion. Customers want to know, how does this product make my life better? Your photo of that candle doesn't just show wax. It tells a story of rest after a long day, of creating calm in chaos. And that's what connects. And then there's Sherry Turkle in Reclaiming Conversation. She says, we are tempted to think technology gives us more control, but real connection requires vulnerability. That's what your photography offers. Vulnerability, a peek into your brand's soul, a quiet invitation for your customer to trust you and think, this was made for me. Even now, with AI everywhere, people still buy with their hearts first. Your photos are the bridge between your product and their emotions. So, if you've ever caught yourself thinking, maybe I should just let AI handle my product photos, remember this. AI can help, but it can never be you. It doesn't have your eye, your creativity, or your unique way of telling stories through light, composition, and color. That's the magic. That's the part only you can bring. And in the next lesson, we'll go even deeper into the things AI can't touch. Your taste, your intuition, your perspective. The real secret weapons behind unforgettable product photography. If lesson 1 reminded you that product photography still matters, this lesson is all about reminding you why you matter. Because it's not just about using a camera or a phone. It's about the eye behind the lens, the person behind the product. And no matter how powerful AI becomes, there are 3 things it will never be able to replicate: your eye, your taste, your story. Let's start with your eye. Not just your eyesight, but the way you see. Your eye is shaped by your life experiences, the food you grew up eating, the colors in your favorite cafe, the tiny details that give you goosebumps. AI can calculate patterns, but it can't make intuitive, creative decisions. It doesn't know when a slightly off-center frame feels more alive. It doesn't sense when the light feels soft enough to feel like home. You do. Next is your taste. Austin Kleon calls it your creative fingerprint. It's the way you like things lit, styled, framed. It's your color palette, your mood, your visual language. The more you create, the more your taste sharpens. And eventually, people start recognizing your work even before they see your name. AI can mimic thousands of styles, but your curated, deeply personal taste, that's not something you can download. It's cultivated through practice, curiosity, and play. So if you're still figuring out your visual style, that's okay. Keep showing up. Your taste is being formed with every photo you take. And finally, your story. Whether you're photographing your handmade soaps, your clients' coffee cups, or your small business products laid out on your dining table, you are telling a story. Not just about the item, but about you. Why you chose that plate, why you styled it by the window instead of under a ring light, why the shadows matter. That is your voice. That's what connects your audience to the image. AI might be able to create an image, but only you can create meaning. Here's something you'll hear me say again and again in this class. AI is fast, but it's not felt. You are. You bring sensitivity, you bring intention, you bring care. Those things show up in your photos. Even if you're using the same tools as everyone else, that's your edge, that's your value. In the next lesson, we'll talk about how to actually use AI tools the smart way. Not to replace your creativity, but to support your workflow so you have more time to focus on the fun, meaningful parts of the process. You'll learn how to make AI your creative assistant, not your identity. I'll see you there. Alright, so we've talked about why your creative voice still matters. Now, let's talk about how AI can actually support your creativity, not replace it. AI can feel intimidating when you think it's here to take over. But what if you started thinking of it as your creative assistant? Not the artist, not the visionary, just someone or something who can help you brainstorm faster, edit quicker, and stay focused on what you love most: creating. In this lesson, I'll walk you through 5 real ways I use AI in my product photography process and how you can start using them too. If you're feeling stuck before a shoot, you can open up ChatGPT or your favorite AI writing tool and ask things like, give me 5 cozy styling ideas for photographing handmade candles, suggest a color palette that feels clean, modern, and calming, or write a short story or vibe for a coffee product shoot. It's not about using what it gives you word for word. It's about getting inspired faster, so you don't waste hours in creative blocks. Think of it as a brainstorming buddy who never runs out of ideas. Let's be honest, sometimes writing the caption is harder than taking the photo. That's where tools like ChatGPT can help you turn your product photos into captions that sell. Etsy descriptions, Instagram captions, short TikTok hooks, or even client copy drafts. You're the one providing the vibe, and AI gives you a starting point. Then you edit with heart. This saves so much time, gives you more space to focus on your art, and helps you show up more consistently without burning out. If you've ever taken a great product photo, but the background just wasn't working, you love tools like remove.bg, Canva background remover, and Photoshop's Generative fill. They can erase cluttered backgrounds, smooth out wrinkles in fabric, help you test different mockups, all while keeping your original shot intact. Just remember, your original photo still matters. AI can't replace good lighting, angles, or mood. It can only enhance what you've already created. If you use Lightroom mobile or desktop, you might have seen a feature called AI masking. It can automatically detect the background, the subject, like your product, and specific areas like skin, fabric, or the sky. That means instead of manually brushing over areas to adjust brightness or color, Lightroom does the tedious part for you. So you can focus on the fun stuff, playing with the vibe. This is actually one of my favorite AI tools. It's subtle, it's fast, and it sometimes feels like magic. Product photos don't have to stay static, and you don't need to spend hours making this happen. With Canva's Magic Animate and templates, you can turn one photo or a series of shots into a quick 5-second promo reel, a scroll-stopping product carousel, or a stylish slideshow with music and text overlays. Just a quick note that Canva isn't reading your photo and automatically editing it, but its smart presets and templates suggest animations and layouts based on the content you choose. This makes it super easy to get professional-looking results in just a few clicks. Now, all these tools are powerful, yes, but they're just that. Tools. They help you create faster, they help you show up more consistently, but they don't define your style or your story. You are still the creative director. You get to decide the vision. AI just helps you bring that vision to life a little faster. In the next lesson, we'll look at something really eye-opening: real product photos versus AI-generated ones, and what actual customers respond to more. See you there. I'm sure you've probably seen AI-generated product photos floating around online. They're crisp, they're flawless, they're kind of impressive. And maybe you're like me and went to look at your own photos and started comparing. There may be a sting of comparison, but I want you to know this. You are creating something AI never can. Trust. AI-generated images are often fast, technically sharp, easily repeatable, and almost too perfect. But they also tend to be emotionally flat, generic, missing imperfections, and therefore humanness, and not always accurate to your actual product. On the other hand, your real product photos might have natural shadows, slight texture variations, and a reflection of your space, your light, your world. And most importantly, they carry honesty, presence, authenticity. Here's where psychology comes in. Customers don't just buy based on logic or price. They buy based on trust. They're quietly asking themselves, can I imagine myself using this? Does this brand feel honest? Is this photo showing me something real or staged? When you use real photos styled with care and intention, you're not just showing a product. You're saying, this is real, this is mine, and I made this for you. That's the kind of energy people lean into. Let's say you're selling your skincare product. An AI image might show a flawlessly rendered tinted lip oil, unrealistic lighting effects in a background that doesn't exist in the real world. But your real photo might show that same tinted lip oil resting on a linen cloth or maybe peeking out of a makeup bag. Which one feels more believable? Which one feels like something I'd actually use in my own home or in my own life? It's the second one, right? Because it's human, and that's what makes people stop, feel, and trust. In a world where everything is filtered, curated, and automated, realness itself has become a form of luxury. Your audience is drawn to content that feels organic, personal, and alive. And often, the photos you didn't think were perfect are the ones that pull people in the most because they feel like you. So if you've ever looked at an AI-generated photo and thought, I can't compete with that, let me gently remind you, you're not supposed to. You're not a machine. You're an artist, a communicator, a storyteller. And in the long run, people trust people. They want to see your hand in the work. They want to know who they're buying from. Realness isn't something to outgrow. It's something to lean into. Here's an experiment. Feel free to try this after this class. Take one of your product photos, any photo that feels natural and real, compare it to a generated mock-up or a polished template, and then ask yourself, which one feels more me? Which one would my audience trust more? Let that answer remind you, photography isn't about chasing perfection. It's about creating connections. In the next lesson, I'll walk you through my personal creative toolkit, the apps, tools, and time savers I actually lean on to help me work smarter while staying true to my style. Think of it as your behind-the-scenes pass into my workflow. You don't need all of them, but maybe one or two will support your journey in just the right way. See you there. Welcome to one of my favorite lessons in this class. Because in this one, I'm pulling back the curtain and showing you what I actually use behind the scenes. My go-to apps, my creative shortcuts, and the gear I keep coming back to again and again. Not because these are the only tools that work, but because they help me save time, stay creative, and fall in love with product photography all over again. Here are the essentials I still use when shooting product photos. For the camera, my iPhone 15 for quick shoots like social media posts, stories, or mock-ups. For professional shoots, I use my Panasonic Lumix DMC G85 mirrorless camera with my favorite macro lens, Panasonic Lumix G 30mm f2.8. It's perfect for small product details. For the prime lens, I have a Panasonic Lumix 25mm f1.7. It's sharp, versatile, and budget-friendly. Next is the tripod. My workhorse multifunction tripod. It's a QSDSD Q99H with overhead L frame. It's ideal for overhead flat lays, unboxings, or stationary product demos. For the lighting and diffuser, natural light with sheer curtains. Yes, daylight still wins for quick product photo shoots. Now for artificial light, I have my Godox SL60W plus a 60cm softbox with grid. If you want something more flexible and more up-to-date, check out the Godox SL62BI bicolor LED. You can adjust warmth to flatter different product types like jewelry versus skincare. My reflector is simple but effective. It's a multi-purpose folding whiteboard with this reflective side, the white side, and the black one for negative fill. For the backdrops, I have foam boards, tiles, and vinyl flat lays. For product photography, I also use minimal setups like dual-sided waterproof backdrops or colored poster papers for that clean editorial look. Last but not the least are my styling tools: tweezers, dusting brushes, microfiber cloths, and small props that hint at lifestyle context. The devil is in the details, especially when customers zoom in online. If you're brand new or on a budget, don't worry. You don't need everything I just listed to start creating beautiful product photos. Here's the simplest starter kit I recommend. Your phone camera, any recent smartphone works, natural window light with a sheer curtain, white foam board or cardboard reflector to bounce light, free Lightroom mobile app for editing. That's it. With just these, you can already create clean, professional-looking photos that customers will trust. Start small, master the basics, and then upgrade only when you're ready. Here's where the smart side of product photography comes in. These are the digital tools that help me plan, shoot, edit, and market my work. For planning and organization, Pinterest, which is free, is still my go-to for mood boarding and styling inspo. Notion is where I usually plan shot lists, track client deliverables, and organize campaign ideas. For editing, Lightroom Mobile is perfect for editing product sets on the go. Batch editing saves me hours. Lightroom Classic is for desktop. This is my main hub for professional client work. For AI-powered workflow support, I have ChatGPT Plus. I use it for brainstorming campaign captions, content hooks, or even generating product storytelling angles. I also have Canva Pro. It's perfect for resizing product photos for e-commerce platforms, Instagram, or ad creatives. Sometimes I use CapCut and Premiere Pro for turning product shoots into behind-the-scene clips, unboxing-style reels, or grow, add more. This journey isn't about copying my toolkit. It's about finding what works for you and your products. Now, in the next lesson, I'll walk you through my personal class project, where I take you behind the scenes from idea to styling to execution. You'll see how I apply both traditional photography techniques and smart tools to bring a product concept to life. It's going to be fun, so let's keep going. Before I walk you through your class project, I want to share mine so you can see just how simple, fun, and expressive this process can be. I'll take you behind the scenes of my own project and show you exactly how I turned an idea into a finished photo, from the very first spark of inspiration all the way to the final shot. I'll walk you through how I came up with a concept, the tools I used, my lighting and styling decisions, and how I stayed grounded and creative without overthinking it. For this photo shoot, I decided to photograph some skincare products that are inspired by fruits. I wanted to create photos that feel fresh, inviting, juicy, and nourishing. A little playful but still approachable and warm. Why? Because the goal is to create a sensory experience. Photos that almost let you smell the watermelon, imagine the tang of tomato, or feel the smooth texture of the lip oil. That's what makes people stop and connect. For my mood board and inspiration, I hopped on Pinterest and searched for things like product photography with fruits and fruit-inspired product styling. I'll be honest, I got really inspired and ended up pinning quite a lot of images. But here's my recommendation for you. Keep it simple. Saving around 5 to 7 references is more than enough. That way, you'll have a clear direction without feeling overwhelmed or accidentally copying someone else's style. My top tip, let your inspiration spark clarity, not confusion. As you can see from my pins, they all pointed me toward one clear theme: fun and fruity. That meant I didn't include any dark or moody shots because those would have clashed with the feeling I wanted to create. So remember, when you're building your own mood board, aim for consistency, choose images that align with your vision so your shoot feels clear, focused, and true to your story. So yes, Pinterest has always been my go-to for collecting photo inspiration. But this time, since I've been learning more about ChatGPT, I decided to use both. For this class project, I told ChatGPT I'd be shooting skincare products, so I asked for help when it comes to styling ideas, so I don't start from scratch. So here's my whole prompt. It's long. I told ChatGPT everything. Here's what it suggested. So overall direction, fresh, juicy, and sun-kissed. Think of the moment you slice a chilled fruit under warm light. Then it gave me a color palette of pinks, corals, light reds, pale greens, and beige tones for warmth, plus texture tips like adding water droplets or juice and glossy reflections for that dewy feel. It even suggested a few shot ideas: hero flat lay, juicy detail, hand interaction, and lifestyle feel, most of which you'll see me try later. So yes, my creative combo for this shoot was Pinterest and ChatGPT. So visual inspiration with a sprinkle of smart brainstorming. That mix helped me stay organized, inspired, and super excited for this juicy project. Let's start with my setup. So this is my main camera, the Lumix G85 with a macro lens. And just last week, I finally got my hands on the new iPhone 17 Pro. So we're going to experiment with that too. Now, here are the skincare products we'll be photographing today. We've got 2 hand creams, 1 strawberry and 1 watermelon, plus a watermelon flavored lip oil and this tomato glow skin facial mask. Over here, I have my reflector and of course, my juicy fruits, our props for this shoot. And yes, wet wipes because I'm a mom and I already know this is going to be a little messy. I actually planned to shoot during the day, but it turned out really cloudy. Here's how it looked earlier. Super gloomy, right? So I felt the window light wouldn't be enough to create those bright, fun, and fruity photos I had in mind. So I decided to do it tonight instead. For the lighting, I'm using my Godox 60W, which I've had for ages and have used in many of my other demos. It's reliable, easy to set up, and gives me a clean, consistent light even indoors. And that's it, my simple little setup. Here are my backdrops. This one's dual-sided. And I have two more down here just in case I want to switch things up later. So I started by washing the skincare products first since I'll be styling them together. It's all made of soft material and could be damaged. So I'm using a plate to hold the mashed watermelon, and actually, that worked out perfectly. It's like hitting two birds with one stone. The plate not only keeps things clean, but also adds an inviting touch to the frame. It gives this feeling of we're serving you juicy watermelon goodness, right? Now let's move on to styling. I'm placing the plate with the watermelon in the center of the scene, then arranging the rest of the slices around it. Not randomly, but also not too stiff or staged. I'm following some basic composition rules, but mostly trusting my instincts. You can totally do the same, but if you ever feel lost, remember there are simple composition guides you can refer to in my other classes. I'm also showing different sides of the watermelon, including the outer rind, to keep the textures interesting and the colors balanced. And that's done. Now it's time for our product to join the scene. I'm placing it right in the middle, slightly slanted, following a diagonal composition to add a bit of movement and energy to the frame. And now it's time to take photos. Since we're going for a flat lay or overhead angle, I'll start experimenting with my iPhone 17 Pro first. I'm setting the format to RAW, 48 megapixel, for maximum sharpness and flexibility in editing later. Then I'm switching to the 2x lens. setup. To troubleshoot, I removed some of the watermelon pieces in the middle to expose more of the white plate. That extra contrast helps the product pop. And there, I think that's working beautifully. Let's see how it looks on camera. I'm adjusting the label so the text faces the light properly. Since the product is small, I'm switching to the 4x lens on the iPhone for a closer shot. Not bad. But now I want to try something a little different. Instead of a flat lay, let's go for a straight on angle this time. So here's my crazy idea. I'm gonna put the lip oil into a thick watermelon slice. Our mirrorless macro shots versus the iPhone 17 portrait mode. Honestly, both look amazing and super interesting in their own way. I am really enjoying this shoot, and I hope you are too, because in the next lesson, we're styling another product, this time with strawberries. So exciting! See you there! For our next product, we'll be photographing this strawberry flavored hand cream. I've got two packs here. This one looks super photogenic, while the other one, not so much. So that's the one I'm slicing because I want to show the inside texture of the strawberries for more visual variety. The goal Yes, that is so much better. And of course, we're not skipping the flat lay shots, this time using the iPhone again. Nice! I love how playful and juicy this set turned out. Next, we'll photograph both products in one setup. See you in the next lesson. Before I clean everything up, I want to try this Pinterest-inspired setup I found earlier, where both the watermelon and strawberry are in one scene. Good thing we actually have both flavors of hand cream, so let's put all that fruity goodness together. So first, I'm wiping down the watermelon hand cream because yes, it literally took a watermelon juice bath earlier. Then I'm adding both products into the scene, surrounded by slices of watermelon and strawberries. Nothing formal here, I'm just following my instinct for placement so it doesn't look forced or staged. I want it to feel like the products are naturally and joyfully there. Once I'm happy with the setup, it's photo time again. So I'm using my mirrorless camera, same settings as before. Juicy, it's messy, and okay, my hand isn't exactly photogenic here. But hey, that's real life, and that's the human touch. Alright, time for a big cleanup before we move on to our last skincare product, the Tomato Glow Skin Facial Mask. For our last skincare product, we'll be photographing the Tomato Glow Skin Facial Mask. This time, I'm laying the backdrop completely flat because we'll be doing all flat lay shots. No more straight on angles for this one. Just spreading out the backdrop, cleaning the surface one more time, and we're ready to go. I intentionally left the tomato mask a little wet so it looks juicy and refreshing on camera. With just the reflector added, the scene already looks vibrant. So let's take a quick test shot. So making sure it's set to raw for And here we go, our final tomato shots. Alright, before we wrap up this demo, let me quickly show you how I used AI to enhance some of the photos we took, and how I asked Canva AI to animate one of them for a fun, eye-catching result. Here's one of my favorite ways to let AI help me edit faster while keeping my human touch. For example, in this photo, let's say I want to add more strawberries into the scene. With generative AI, I can do that in seconds. Then if the result isn't perfect or it's not what I wanted, I can just click on refine and choose the version that fits best. Because remember, AI can assist, but we still make the final creative call. Now, for small imperfections like dust or minor blemishes, I usually just use Lightroom's regular spot removal tool. But when that doesn't look quite right, generative AI can step in and clean things up beautifully. Another example, say your backdrop has wrinkles or wrinkle marks. I know that struggle. Just turn on generative AI, let it smooth things out and refine until it looks seamless. It's fast, subtle, and still feels like you. Let's say you want to post your photo on Instagram but wanted to move a little to feel more alive. You can open it in Canva and simply ask AI to animate your photo. I did that here, and in just a few clicks, voila, a dynamic animated version of my image. Simple, but it adds an engaging touch in seconds. So yes, AI isn't here to replace your creativity. It's here to support it, to save you time, spark new ideas, and make your process even more enjoyable. You saw how we infused every photo with intention, story, and emotion, the human touch that only you can bring. Now, pairing that with the smart assistance of AI, that's where the magic happens. All right, now it's your turn. I can't wait to see how you bring together your creativity, your story, and your own rhythm with these tools. Your project could be a candle support your vision, but keep the heart of it human. Now that you've seen my process, it's time for yours. In the next lesson, I'll walk you through the class project prompt step by step so you can create something you're truly proud of. Now that we've explored all these soulful, smart, and modern ways to approach product photography in the age of AI, it's time for you to take what you've learned and make it your own. So here's your class project designed to help you apply what we've talked about without pressure or perfection. You're going to choose one product photo, style it with intention, and bring it to life using your own creative voice, supported by any of the tools or tips that resonated with you in this class. Let me break it down for you. Your project has 3 simple steps. First, take or revisit a product photo. Choose a product that you love, something you sell, make, use, or want to practice with. Style it in a way that feels aligned with your story, your branding, or just your current mood. You can shoot something new or revisit an older photo you'd like to re-edit. Next is to enhance it with one smart tool. So use just one AI or modern tool to bring it to life. Add a caption using ChatGPT, remove the background and place it into a new layout with Canva, animate it with CapCut or Canva for a short form video, edit it with Lightroom using AI masking. No need to try them all. Just experiment with one and let yourself explore without pressure. Step number 3 is to share your process plus what you learned. Upload your final image or video here in the Projects tab. In the description, share what product you photographed, what tool you used, what you discovered or felt while doing this. A tip for someone else who might be starting from scratch. You don't need to write a full essay. Just share from the heart. This is your space to reflect and be proud of the creative work you've done. Whether this is your first project ever or your 50th, you belong here. This project is your chance to pause, apply, and celebrate the growth you've experienced in just a few short lessons. You've taken the time to learn. Now it's time to create. Not perfectly, not for praise, but just to honor your progress and plant a seed of momentum. I can't wait to see what you share. And don't forget, if you see another student's project that inspires you, leave a comment. Let's make this a space where everyone feels seen and supported. I'll be checking the projects tab often, and I'd love to see your creative take on what we've explored together. Now, go create something you're proud of. I'll see you in the final lesson for a few last words before we wrap up. Also don't need to follow it, because at the end of the day, the ability to tell a story through light, styling, and emotion, that's something only you can do. If this class opens something up for you and you want to explore product photography more deeply, I'd love to invite you to check out my other classes here on Skillshare. I have one that focuses just on product styling, where we go deep into choosing a theme, working with textures, props, color stories, and visual storytelling that makes people feel something. I also have short, beginner-friendly classes on camera settings, lighting, both natural and artificial, and composition techniques that make product photos pop. These are great if you're looking to strengthen your eye and get more comfortable behind the lens. Each class builds on your skills, not just technically, but emotionally. Now, if this class meant something to you, if it helped you see your work or your worth differently, I'd love it if you could leave a quick review here on Skillshare. It helps other students find this class and gives me feedback on how I can keep growing with you. And if you're sharing your project on Instagram, please tag me at RoselNene and at Skillshare. I would love to celebrate your work with you. Also, make sure to tap the follow button here on Skillshare so you'll know the moment my next class goes live or when I give away free Skillshare Premium membership. I have 3 per year, so watch out. Remember, you don't have to do it all. You just need to start with what feels right now. Try one idea, experiment with one tool, let it snowball naturally, and trust your timing. I hope to see you in my other classes. Congrats again, and bye for now.